He has a wife and he wants another woman. My name is Sveta Bugela. I am a hypnotherapist, and today we will talk about this very intimate topic. What to do if it happens to you, and why. Why a man wants another woman when he already has one. We know that women like to be more stable in the relationships. They want to have one partner usually. Nowadays we know that it's okay to have an open marriage or to have several partners, and nothing bad in that. But we know that women are more monogamous and men are more polygamous. And also it's from anthropology, why people behave like that, why they are doing the things that they do, and so on. So we know about that already. But also we know that we are smart people, that we are already developed enough to know our values and to know our goals in life. So why with all that, men sometimes have wives and they go and look for another one? Is it only an instinct, or there is something underneath all of it? Or there is something underneath all of it? Of course there is. Our subconscious mind is a very interesting construction. I can say it even like that. Imagine an iceberg. We have a top of an iceberg, and it's like from 0.5% till 5% of our consciousness. It's our thinking, it's our behavior, it's everything that happens right here, right now. We can discuss it, we can process it, and so on. And 95% is under the water. It's our subconscious mind. And there are some automatic behaviors. For example, there is your heartbeat. You cannot say to your heart, just stop beating or start beating faster. Yes, you can control sometimes your body when you have a deeper connection with it. You can do it in hypnosis, for example, but that happens automatically, like your breath. If you hold your breath too much, you may be gonna think, I want to hold longer, but you will not be able to do that. You will just breathe, and that's how it works. So some processes in our bodies are automatic, and that also is held in our subconscious mind. There is also limiting beliefs. There are limiting beliefs, a lot of them, and they are also digged into our subconscious mind. It's deep there. For example, subconscious belief that for men it's very important to have a lot of women around to show him that he is good enough. I had a client whom once came to my session, and he said, like, you know, I'm a very jealous person. I'm very jealous. I want my girlfriend to be only mine, but myself, I'm cheating. And I cannot get how the hell is happening that in me. So I'm jealous, I need a devoted girlfriend, and myself, I'm cheating. And I'm looking for different girlfriends. And I'm looking for their attention. It's not only about going to bed with them, but to have their attention, to admire me, to flirt with them, so on. So went to his subconscious mind, and we found out in regression some scenes from his childhood. First scene was that his mom rejected him strongly. He had a sibling, it was a sister, and his mom loved her very much. So sister was desirable. Mom had her own problems with men. She was abused when she was a teenager. So when she gave birth to him, she didn't know what to do with him, because all like boys of teenagers, they reminded her about that situation, and that was her subconscious mind. So she passed that to him, and he felt that rejection because it was very painful for him not to be loved by his own mother. And that pain inside of him that, oh my God, yes, I need to find more and more attention to prove myself that I'm worthy, that I'm likable, lovable, that I can be admired. So that was his void, and this void he was getting with the help of different women, with the help of different women. And the other side of his problem is his being jealous, him being very jealous of his girlfriends. And digging into that, found out that his mom and his dad, they always had problems. They were fighting, and there was no stable relationships there, because his mom was abused being a teenager by a teenager, and she had that wound, and she was afraid that that's gonna happen again. And she married his father, and their relationships were also like on the edge. They were not good enough. There was no trust there. There was no that deep love there. And he said, like, I never saw them close, hugging or kissing or something like that. And there was a scene to which we went in Regression. When he was a little boy, his dad came with some presents, and she said, like, oh, I see your presents. I see that is nice stuff. But you know, before you, I had better presents. So she was trying to diminish him. She was trying to put her pain from her being a teenager and being abused on her father, on his father. And his father, he was like kind man, he was generous man, but she was playing games with him because she couldn't heal inside. So that's what it was. On one hand, he was jealous. On another hand, he wanted women's attention. Because first, he didn't have any attention from his mother, and his sister was the same as his mother, and they were fighting all the time. And only dad gave him some attention. And the dad was just quite a weak person in their family. So mom was abusing him. Not abusing like with fights or something like that, but abusing emotionally. So he felt like she can walk away from his dad, and he was afraid of it. Because for a kid, it's very important to make family stay together. So that's how two conflicting things were living in this man. And that's what I'm trying to say, that sometimes men, they have a wife, but they continue to go out and to flirt with women just because they don't feel admired. And you know, the problem is that no matter how much their wife gonna admire them, praise them, it will never be enough until they heal inside, until they heal that wound, that void from the childhood, the void from an attentive mother, the void from being rejected by girls, for example. Sometimes everything is okay in the family, everything is perfect and nice, but in school, at school, or when they start dating, they have some problems with girls. And they can say, oh, girls are mean, they are abusing me, they are not reliable, they are not worthy of my attention, and so on, because they are offended that something had happened before. So that's what it is. You can have traumatic past. And I like to say that phrase, that when someone wounded you, the blood from that wound will always go on people who are not connected to that person. So that wound from his mother had that blood going on his girlfriends. That's what it is. So it's not only about like men going to have fun with all women in the world, because that's how men are built, for example. Yeah, we can talk about that and say like that. Of course, there are some genetic patterns that we have. There are such patterns. But when we are asking ourselves why nowadays a man cannot like hold himself in his own pants, sometimes the problem is in his subconscious mind, in his childhood, in his subconscious beliefs. And very often men even don't know that inside of them there is a big wound, because they were taught not to cry, not to express themselves, be kind, be very silent, and so on. And when they just shut them down inside of themselves, they cannot understand how to open up, how to speak up, how to just go and solve that problem inside. So you can help if you have such a friend or a brother or whatever, and you know that there is something inside. Just try to guide that man to that wound, to open up a bit more, to have a professional around and to solve it, because it can help a lot. And if you have a man like that and you are a wife and you know that something happens to your man and he's flirting with other women, it's also a question for you: why have you chosen this man? Because it's never one person to blame. Always we connect to each other with our own wounds. So we have wounds and they have wounds and we connect. And the main reason why is it happening so, because this wound has a void to unleash itself on another person. And we find out that connection, like a puzzle, we have that hole which needs another piece to connect there, and that will make us feel better. But that relief is not a healthy one, it's just a temporary relief. And we need to solve our problems inside of us before we move on into healthy relationships. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and press that bell button not to miss next videos. Also, I have an Instagram page where I talk a lot about our subconscious mind and I show you how I work on it in my real life. You can also DM me the word hypnosis and I will send you a free hypnotic session. It is 15 minutes long to unlock your true potential. We will see you in the next video.